All right, so we're here at the customer. This is a magical glass bar top aquarium. This is our initial. As you can tell, we didn't make anything permanent because, well, you know, if you've watched any of my videos, always best not. Is water hitting the floor? I heard water noise. Okay, I think that's just my imagination. I am so paranoid. If somebody turns on a tap and I'm doing water, I start running.
Have you checked these?
Checking for what? They're glued.
They're glued, okay.
Well, this is tight. This is tight.
Cool. Let's see again.
It wouldn't be the first time I flooded the place, though. Our very first video had a flood. Where's this water? No, everything's good so far. Tiny bubbles in the wine. See, I got the pump basically turned off, like the valve.
You have the pump turned off. What do you mean?
Well, I'm not putting the water in fast at all.
Okay.
I can put it in much faster, but
I think that's more. That's enough.
this gives us
That's
time.
a good enough flow.
Oh yeah, that's lots of flow. Which just gives me time to react if I do start to hear. I've heard water sounds like 3 times so far. No, I'm only a little bit paranoid. Just because you're paranoid doesn't mean they're not out to get you. Okay. So far, so good. And I've said those words many times before.
We'll be flowing it now to the second aquarium in a second now.
Yeah. Oh, no drippage yet. And this is restaurant. Walk right in, it's around the back. Just a half a mile from the railroad track.
Water's going in now.
Okay.
Well, nothing here. Nothing here.
So far, so dry.
This water level has to go up.
It won't go up until that goes up.
Right.
As many of my long-time followers will remember, I usually don't have the right size of hose. So we just put a small hose and then a big hose over top. And then it goes down here. Oh yeah, you guys haven't seen this part yet. This is a 750-gallon aquarium, and that's a waterfall in the back. So it all hooks up into this sump, and then there's 6 more tanks upstairs, all hooked up to this sump. There's the hoses that bring the water back down from them, and the middle pump is the one that pushes the water up to them. There's the CO2 system on one end. That's the CO2 system on the other end. There's the CO2. So, but yeah, we collected and carried all of those rocks. They are heavy.
Let's talk about this. It's not level, so it's moving slowly over.
Well, that's good. It's good that this is the low part and that's the high part. Because what I was concerned about was what if the air bubble at the top.
The pressure to get it here, it's already filled this up. We're going to start to raise up here now. Let's see what happens.
That's why I got the pump on so low. Can you turn the volume down? Because we can start to hear that now. And I'll take my video down.
Let's clear the countertops.
The cord. Okay.
See what I mean? Not working. It's not a functional. Turn it off, Carl. Go turn it off.
For
turn
what?
It off. Oh, Carl, turn it off.
No, unplug it here.
Thank you.
Yeah, I've been slow before. So basically, okay. Paper towels. Let's clean this up.
Turn that thing off, would you?
Oh no, this is part of the video. Okay, so basically what we have is the water coming in here. No, it's just over here. We were still siphoning water from the pump. That's why it looked like it was taking forever. Okay, so our bottleneck is that thing here. Okay, see the hose has air in it. Okay. Okay, is that making it go down faster? Okay, it's going down.
Okay, so filling up slowly then. See how much pressure it takes to get over to that side.
It's not pressure, it's head pressure. We have to turn this pump even lower. Like we might need a gate valve. See, a gate valve is very precise because you do multiple turns. Ball valve is just open, closed, not a lot of variation.
To get the pressure in here through this small intake is causing this to rise no matter how much the pressure is.
So if these were bigger, but then this has to also be bigger. Like, you know how in your fish tank you got the 1-inch ends? If you look down here, these are 1 inch, but to come out, it's 1.5 inches. That won't change things. We got to make the hole bigger to take the water out. Either that or the water.
Well, these holes are big. You get bigger fitting.
These are already thin wall fittings. I think our best option is to get a gate valve on the hose. See, that way you can be super precise as to how slow the water's going and put it in the hose. Because we do have to have a certain amount of water flow because there's no way of...
Water flow is very little coming in.
Yeah, it's got to be less.
It can't be less.
It has to be.
We have to think the other way around and making it bigger over there.
Well, we have the option of taking that box off and putting a much bigger hole on it. But then we still have this bottleneck.
That's why I'm just thinking, why don't we just on the water in here and just bring it straight out there. And then another one runs this way.
No, we'd put the water in here and take it out there.
Okay.
Because we can change that box if we need to. It's just silicone on top. Relatively easy to take off.
Or we can just make this hole bigger.
The hole's in the glass already for the fitting.
Why isn't it be narrowed down to this size?
No. The whole, these are thin wall fittings. These are agricultural, they're not industrial. They're very light duty. See, they're ABS, so they're not industrial because it doesn't react well with everything, whereas PVC does. See, even now this is just slowly going down. Like, the speed of the water going in here is nowhere near the speed of the water that was going in there. It's really slow, and I got all the air taken out of this. So I think we have to take that box off, make both.
You're still thinking running these independently now?
They have to be separate. Because the speed of the water going in with it coming out of here and there, it ain't gonna work at all. We can take those boxes off.
No, we can leave those on. Just
How are we going to get a bigger fitting in there?
We don't need a bigger fitting if they're working individually.
No, because that overflowed.
Do you know why it overflowed?
The water was going in faster than it was going out.
No. There's
Yes.
too much resistance over here. It was not able to
The
come
resistance
out.
is here. So water was going in faster than it was coming out.
Yes, because
Yes.
it wasn't coming out because it had resistance,
yes.
and weight and gravity.
No.
That head pressure is increased because
The gravity would have been shoving it down there. It's the resistance of this hose, and you're going to have it there again.
Well, let's just have this hose go straight out there. Have it just drain right out.
Okay, for an experiment, what we'll do is we'll move that hose from there to here.
Move that hose.
Move that hose to there to here. Okay?
No.
No. For an experiment.
If you want to do an experiment, you got the water.
See, if you're figuring on using this fitting and this size of fitting, let's take the strainer off just so that we got even less resistance. And then we'll just put the water in here
With the pump.
with the pump. Take this hose off. We're going to have to put a bucket here to... Well, we'll have to siphon the water out of that
Well, I
below
want
here.
to try this one on its own.
We're going to try this one on its own.
Water goes in and water goes out.
That's correct.
All right, so that tube there
Yeah?
will go here.
Yes. Well, it's there now. It'll come here. So all I got to do is siphon the water out of these two tanks so that I can disconnect this without floodage. And then we'll give her a shot.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to get a piece of hose. Alrighty. This is where we store all our extras and scraps and stuff. Okay, this will work fast. Too bad I don't have the tripod. Don't know where the top is for it anyhow. Okay, let's find a spot where we can set up the camera. Okay, let's grab a couple rocks. So you'll have to listen to what I'm telling you how to do. Okay, so we're going to siphon the water out of here. The siphon started. I know all about siphon. One of the few things I know all about. Just hang on to your end. I'll do this. Just because there's water in here, keep putting the siphon. Okay, siphon's running. Okay, now it really is. Well, because I'm trying to keep the air out of it. What I'm doing is I got it pretty much square on the bottom of the tank. Oh, it's that water sound. I know, I get paranoid about it too. That off. We're going to heat up this hose here, take it out, and put a bucket underneath it to catch all the water. Okay, we have it low enough. See? Okay. I'll take that off there. Always said to use guns someplace where it's not going to burn you. One of that part of it. I'm going to try to use different this time. I'm just going to turn the pump on.
Yes, you can.
Start the siphon, and then stop. So we're just going to do it by siphon. Instead of the pump actually being on, it's just going to be siphoning. It's all gravity. It can't always be this way because if you get power failures, bad things will happen. But for the purposes
No,
of
for this tank, you have enough power for that height.
no, the amount of like if we have the pump in here, then that's okay. But if we have the pump in the tank, we drain the tank onto the floor.
So we want to put I see.
But let's just give it a shot. Okay. So pump goes in the water. Pump is turned. The valve is as closed as it can be. So let's plug it in down here so that we got a hard thing to pull it out. It's up there trying to pull it out. Once these are all plugged up, you can't see them. Plug her in. And as soon as I say stop, stop. Okay. Wait. Here, coming. Here's coming. Here's coming. Okay, unplug the pump. Okay. We're back to